Don't tell you, it's the devil. Yeah, they keep you away from it. Do you understand? Now, this is what occurs. So basically with children, you can take like an egg carton, cut 4 pieces off, and then you put 8 parts of speech in each basket, and you start the children on power numbers, 3, 5, and 7, according to the age. Like when they're maybe 2 and 3. 2 and 3, you give them basic words. And you give them the dictionaries, and you always have clean water around, do the libation and everything, clean water, and you train them properly. And you always have good light, etc. Make sure there's no stress. And you never begin to study without dictionaries on your desk adjacent to whatever other discipline you have. So there's no scholar that sits down with one book. Are we clear? Yes. What'd I just say, Mama? When you're studying, you never sit down with one book. Say if I have a book on geometry. So I got a book on geometry, the subject matter for the moment, right? You got to have an etymology dictionary there. You got to have a Latin to English dictionary, Hebrew to Latin dictionary, and a heritage dictionary all together. Available, not going to the shelf to get it. That's supposed to be on your desk. That's standard. Are we clear? Are we clear? Yes. So if you build that in your babies now, by the time they get to college, they'll be bored to death because they'll already recognize that these people ain't teaching them nothing. Because this is 3rd grade degree that I'm giving them right now. So keep this in mind. I'm giving them 3rd grade etymon. 3rd grade. All right, so the first thing is done when you're looking up a word. So look up black as an example. Now hold these together, hold the book together. Now you know that both Europeans and Asiatics have been training our people that they're black people, and they insist on saying that, right? Now I'm going to give you proof of why Europeans laugh all the way to the bank, say don't worry about them because they can't read, and they know the overseers are doing the rest of the work for them. So look up the word black, and I'm going to show you a rule, the etymon rule. I'm going to let them go through a little experiment that I always do. This is because it becomes yours. Like if you tell somebody something, oh, that's interesting, but that brother said this. But if you show them and let them go through it, it becomes their own. That's how they're supposed to be taught. They're not supposed to be followers. They're supposed to be taught. They're supposed to be able to come back to the teacher and deliver something on their own merit. Are we clear? True education is based on merit, not followership. All right, you found it? Now, I'm going to show you how they're trained in school. It's almost automatic. It's almost given. Now, I want you to read the definition, and Mother, follow them and guide them. Read the definition. Now, watch this, you all. Go ahead. Go into the mic. Go ahead into the mic.
Being of dark skin. What does it say?
Speak clearly because they got to hear you in the back. Get in the mic. Get in the mic because they got to hear you. Get in the mic.
Being of dark skin.
Now, stop. Now, it's one time. I want you all to pay attention to this. Pay attention to this, all right, baby? All right, take notes. Girlfriend was taking notes earlier. See you on, boy. All right, do it again. That's one, right? Do it again.
Being of darkest archa.
All right, stop. Do it again. Go ahead.
Being of darkest odd.
Now, I want you to pay attention to this too, right? Because this is very important. And this is one of the reasons why the Europeans have fun referring to adult Asiatics that are called black as boys and girls, because they don't know the rules. So let's talk the rules, right, y'all? Right. All right. Now, look at this, baby. Read that again, and I want you to pay attention to what I'm getting ready to point out to you. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. And I let them do it 3 times, and you pay attention to this, all right?
Being of darkest.
Now, I'm going to show you something. You see this? You see this, Mother? Mm-hmm. You see that right there? Right there, it's in italics, right after the word, isn't it? Right. Why is it in italics? Because it's emphasizing, isn't it? Right. And what does that italics point to what is the part of speech or the matrix of that word. There it is, clear as day. It's an adjective. This is what all scholars are trained in etymology. You do not go into your linear entries knowing that sociologists have introduced connotative linguistics for social controls. So the first thing you do is separate the wheat from the chaff. The first thing you do, you plug the word in its proper matrix. It's an adjective. So even a child in the 2nd and 3rd grade knows as an adjective describes, does not identify, therefore cannot be any human being's identity without even going into the entries. See how simple that is, you all? All scholars are trained with that because the first thing you do is plug it in its proper matrix. Because you must separate the connotation from the denotation. The denotation relates to the etymon. The connotation is fad or social engineering. It's not a secret. So automatically, before we go into those entries, we already know that when it's applied to people, it is doing what? It is used as either social engineering or branding. So a scholar immediately knows that black, when applied to natural people, is a brand without even going into the entry. That quickly. That's the difference between a scholar and the students. That's what makes the imam and makes the others the bill-paying believers. That's what makes the PhD the professor and the others paying them ridiculous over and over again sessions of stuff they could learn overnight if they were taught the rules. So if you teach the rules, they can't justify all these years and years and years and these semesters. Do you understand? Now I want you to see that because I want you to give support, and I want you to also consider when you're studying. Now, when they're using language, they deal with what is called morphology, transfer, etc. And then you deal, when you're dealing with engineering, social engineering, they would use compound words, etc., stuff like that. So what is a compound word, baby? What's a compound word?
The word to put together.
Oh, go ahead, girl. Oh, serious? Let me get myself together. All right, girl. We got this. So now, as you can see, when you follow down and you see the compound word, what's that compound word right there, big as day?
Me?
Big as day. What's that compound word?
Right here?
Yes.
Oh, black or a more?
Why are you saying it with a question mark?
Black and more.
Now, what's the part of speech?
Any dark.
Noun. The noun, the matrix. Noun. So now it separates the adjective from the noun. You see that? See, black or more. Any dark-skinned person, especially an African Negro, earlier black, small case, then more, and see how the black is all case, which means a straw, and is separated from more, which is a capital letter. There's the identification of these people who think they're black, right in the dictionary. See that? Mm-hmm. Spell it.
M-O-O-R.
All right. See how simple it is to educate children? So welcome to class, Moors. All right? Are we clear? It's in the dictionary, isn't it? It doesn't even take a scholar, does it? It just takes somebody to read it, doesn't it? Thank you very much. Give them a hand, y'all. So now we're going to talk about your lost estate. All right? And it's best to use the children because it can't be disputed. Then we bring an adult to show the methodology. So as a mother, because women are protective anyway, if she can see for herself. But then imagine all of us going through that same little 3rd grade grammar lesson and recognize how you've been miseducated. Not just by Europeans, but by your own. These people know that you're not black. They don't doubt it. They know that you're not black. And they know that you're Moors. That's why they have the Mummers Parade in Philadelphia where they took your birthright. Mum's the word. And that's why they used to do it in blackface until the Good administration, because Good was conscious, and he stopped it. Do you understand?
It was Cecil B. Moore.
Yeah, Cecil B. Moore, yeah. But I want to read a little bit from Statement of Noble Drew Ali, then we're going to go into a few things. I'm going to ask you what you see, and then I'm going to show you again your connection to this estate, so that the information that you're given makes sense to you. I don't want to talk to you and go like this, all right? I want to talk to you and go like this, so you can use the information. We're not here to sound good. We're here to free people. This is the age of liberation. Are we clear? Not talking it, we want to do it. All right? But whosoever will, let them come. Whosoever will, let them hear. So let's give you some facts to back up what we demonstrate through the babies. All right? So we want them to grow up not dealing with this paradigm of this ridiculousness of thinking that human beings are crayons that we have in difficulty to purge these adults from, which steals their birthright, and then they give the birthright to the European and then get mad at him because he acts like the sovereign. Do you understand what I'm saying? Don't get mad at him. Not altogether. But he's not totally guilty. We keep giving him the sovereign power, then complaining because he acts like a sovereign. So